Hello everyone, I'm Claire Marie B and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through my 2025 bullet journal setup. It is so exciting to start the new year and I love this time of year for journaling. If you're new to journaling, then welcome. My videos have lots of hints and tips if you're a beginner and can really be picked up by any level. For those who are returning, hello, nice to see you again. And thank you so much for watching and for all of the likes and subscribes and everything that I've had this year. I really appreciate it. I love doing this and it's really nice to know that other people enjoy what I'm putting out there, so thank you so much. I want to say sorry in this video if it's distracting at all, how I don't know what's different with my camera angle this month. I never usually suffer from this, but my hair seems to keep making an appearance in the video. I've tried to chop out as much as possible of where that happens, and I know it is annoying. It's really annoying me, but I'm really sorry. It must just be somehow how I've set up the camera this month and where I've positioned the notebook. It's just not quite at the right angle, so I do apologise. I'm sure you can understand why I haven't recorded the entire content again because of it, and I didn't want to chop out really important sections with every time that I make a slight appearance. So I'm hoping that you can bear with me for this video on this, and I promise next month I'll make sure that I'm not featuring in there. Okay, on to the video. I've picked a forget-me-not theme. The reason for that is my journaling. I love to do reflective journaling for well-being and productivity. For my cover page, I decided to put all of the forget-me-nots in the shape of a moon. I love having a moon in my journal and use those every now and again. I try not to do it overkill. And then go through with my two favourite blue colour or cornflower blue colour Tombow pens. And first of all do a base colour, and then go over that with some shading and shadowing and adding some accents and highlights. And in the last few months, I found myself feeling like I'm forgetting dates, forgetting what's in the diary, just feeling really overwhelmed with lots of things on my plate. And when I was thinking of a theme, forget-me-not flowers just popped into my head. And I thought how appropriate this is, because this is my go-to one-stop place as a journal to keep everything so that I'm not forgetting anything. So forget-me-not seemed really perfect. I decided to do a Dutch door. So first of all, I'm going to cut out the semicircle around the inside of the moon. This then creates my Dutch door. And I've put the lettering on the page underneath. So as you can see, as you lift up the moon, it'll then say 2025 as you go from one page to the next. On the left-hand side, I decided to have a really simple inspirational page, I guess. So I just felt like it was 2025 for me is going to be really all about new beginnings, new things. It's so strange to look back and think at how I started 2024 and how that's going to be ending and what's going to be different in 2025. There's so many things. A lot can change in a year, huh? So for me, I wanted to really celebrate and embrace that 2025 is all about new chapters, new beginnings, new starts, and really have the sentiment of the new year. I'm drawing some of the forget-me-nots loose on the left-hand side. This means that when I turn over the Dutch door from one page to the next, there'll actually be some forget-me-nots that show through. On the reverse side of my Dutch door, I wanted to have calendar blocks. So if you've watched any of my previous yearly setups, you'll know that this is a new thing for me. I generally don't have a calendar page like this. Usually I will include a calendar above where I'm doing a future log. That will make much more sense if you're new to journaling. In a moment I'll take you through my future log over the page, but I decided this year on the reverse of the Dutch door it was the perfect place to put a full calendar across the year. This is going to allow me to mark off when days are complete, but also have a bit of a go-to reference guide as well. And now I'm moving on to my future log. So ordinarily for the last couple of years, I will create boxes for my future log. This is where for the upcoming months, I will list what I've got happening on certain dates that are already booked in. So I journal with my yearly spreads and then I have my monthly spreads. But if I'm not in that month already, I won't have somewhere to put down the future dates. And this is what leads me to feeling like I'm not in control. Can't remember dates of what's happening. So this is one of the most used spreads that I have because it really helps me to keep track of what's going on in the future. And then when I set up my monthly spreads, I come to this future log and transfer the dates from here into that respective month. Usually when I set up the future log, I would probably do it over several pages and have one of the individual calendar boxes at the top or in that box of that month, and then have lots of lines so that I can fill in what's going to be happening across that month. This year I decided just to do straightforward boxes because I've got the monthly reference on the page prior. It means that overall I use less space for the monthly log. However, I've then got a double page spread for the months themselves. So it probably uses about the same amount of space overall. But having the Dutch door with the moon meant that I needed something to fill in that space, and the calendar just felt really perfect. The next setup that I'm doing is a 2024 review. Sometimes I will put this in the back of my previous journal, so I would do that in December in my 2024 journal, but I really liked the idea of putting this into my 2025 journal so that I can reflect on what was great across the year, what I've learned. Lots of different boxes here to do different reflections, and you can of course make these really individual and reflect on what you want to. I'm not a deep diver when it comes to all of this. I don't need to sit and look back at the past in an over analytical way, although I am an overthinker, but this just allows me to do the amount of reflection that I'd like, take the lessons, celebrate the wins, and then look forward, because I'd always rather look forward than look behind, and I use this to really help project me forward into the next year. So what is it that's going to be the most useful for me, rather than reviewing for just reviewing's sake. The next double page spread for me is something completely different that I haven't done before, and it's level 10 life. I'm really excited about doing this to focus my goals and channel my energy really well and in productive places. I'm a big believer in the minute you start tracking something, analysing it, recording the results, you will 100% see a positive improvement in that area because you're focusing on it so much. So this for me, I just love the concept of this, to be able to focus on the core categories, and I have kept it really simple because this is my first year. I'm going with the set categories of level 10 life, and I'm going to rate everything on the left-hand side of where it is right now, and then it'll allow me to do a half-yearly rating as well when I finish this journal. And then on the right-hand side of that page, I'm going to be logging what are my goals in those areas, because some of those areas I'm going to be perfectly happy with where they are at, but it might be that I capture, well, why am I so happy and why am I not going to do anything, because it's more about maintenance. And then I will review that, as I say, in the middle of the year, see how those ratings have changed, and then transfer this into the second half journal, because I usually use 2 journals a year. So it's highly likely at the middle of the year I'll need to create a new journal. On to the next 2 spreads. These are super simple. I like to have free space boxes. The one on the left hand side is going to be check it out. So this is where I will see an advert, or somebody will tell me about a great TV show, a podcast, a book, something like that. This is a great place where I can just come and write those down, so that I can visit them later when I'm less busy and I'm looking for something in particular. I'll circle back. The right hand side is for me to already start writing 2026 dates and forward thinking about those things. The final spread that I'm putting in here is the list. This is where I do a big list of what is it that I need to do, what do I want to achieve, what do I want to sort out. So it really is a massive to-do list, and it's for things that I don't have a specific month or timing of when I'm going to do these, but they're just on the list and need to be done. And here's my final flip through. Thank you so much for watching today. I really hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please hit like and subscribe and turn on notifications to be told when I release future content. I'm really looking forward to seeing all of your setups. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the month, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.